for a change?
I am talking to you.
Then get ready to explore the quantum possibilities. It's time to transform that outdated paradigm into something universal and new. Time to uncover the truth hidden beneath the veil of lies. A time to think outside the box as we link to a higher consciousness. Welcome to the awakening. And now the hosts of Broadcast Team Alpha, Nori Love and Augie Nost.
Hello, frequencies of the most exquisite kind. How is it going? So what's going on with this ascension, the awakening, right? Or whatever you call it, unity consciousness or 5D, whatever you call it, it comes with stuff. Like up-leveling traumatic memories. Some people are doing shadow work. Some people are meeting galactics, which isn't always comfortable. Some people are healing ancestral wounds. And some people have symptoms. There's headaches and sleeplessness and forgetfulness and body sensations and light body changes. And some folks don't even get it and think that we've all gone crazy. But no matter what's going on for you or what experiences or symptoms you might be having or what questions you may have, our guest tonight is going to be forthcoming with illuminating answers. Augie?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, we have Dennis Shipman with us. Reverend Dennis Shipman is an author, a metaphysical minister, energy healer, spiritual teacher. He holds workshops. He's a former business development specialist and a singer and a songwriter. He has studied and speak on the great shift of consciousness and ascension that we are all going through whether we like to or not. He first got a peek in the door to the unknown when he started working with Kahu Fred Sterling. He's the head pastor of the Honolulu Church of Light and channels also Ascended Master Kirael from the seventh dimension of consciousness. Now, he grew up in a Roman Catholic family, so he has seen both sides of the fence. And contrary to popular belief, the grass is greener on this side. At 23, he had an incredible experience when he was shown the oneness of the universe. You can find him on his website at blissfulvisions.com, where you will also find many of his articles and 2 free books. One of the books is The Great Awakening into Unity Consciousness, and the other one is Oneness, The Great Awakening. Today, we will hear about what's behind the veil and where we are going in raising of the vibration and what we are going through now. And some of us are seeing it, and some of it are not. So let's go dive into it. Welcome to the show, Dennis.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Dennis.
Well, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the invitation, and I'm honored to be a guest. Thank you. So, that work with Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Kirill was an awesome achievement. There was like 40 volunteers that came together to produce that book. And we had to transcribe 75 audio tapes that were 90 minutes in length. So we had about 6,750 minutes to transcribe.
Wow.
That was awesome. It took several months just to transcribe the tapes. And when we were done, we had a mountain of typewritten pages, and we had to edit into a 180-page book. So the whole project took about 15 months to complete, completed into a publishing manuscript, and the book was published back in about spring of 1998. Now, there's 9 chapters in the book, and some of the chapters had 2 editors. And so it kind of got a little dicey in some of the editing sessions.
Will you say again what the name of the book is, please?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Will you tell us again the name of the book?
The name of the book is Kirill the Great Shift.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
Kirill is spelled K-I-R-A-E-L.
So you've been instrumental, or on some level, with the shift for many, many years. I mean, longer than some of us have been aware of it.
Oh, well, it was just the way Master Carroll explained it was these 40 people came together as part of an agreement that we had with him to do this book, an agreement that we made long, long ago, way before we were born. And you know how these sort of things work. If you're meant to do something, you kind of meet up with the right people in the right circumstances, and things manifest that way. And so we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but we had a lot of fun too. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a great honor and privilege to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing, those agreements that we make before we are born. We are just led. We think it's our own ideas and our own decisions to go talk to somebody, and then you get connected up. But I think there's a hidden hand behind it that helps us to keep our agreements, don't you think?
Well, I think so too, yeah. The way Master Carroll explained it was, we make a life plan before we're born, and this life plan has basically a bunch of experiences that we want to go through in order to learn the lessons of love. And I guess the life plan can be changed. It's not recommended, I guess, but it can be changed. And but by and large, I think just about everybody completes their life plan and gets the experiences that they ask for.
Yeah.
So may I ask a question? Do you still channel Master Carroll?
I don't channel Master Carroll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You might say the way I channel is when I sit down to write. I'll call in my writing guides and my higher self and go into kind of a state of meditation, and then I'll start writing. On a particular subject. No, I don't. That is the domain of Kahu Fred Sterling. He's the channel for Master Carroll.
So lots of people are experiencing lots of different things right now. I'm involved with I don't even know what they call it, the awakening community, where a lot of people are expressing what they're going through, besides many, many people, leaving mainstream. I mean, just like literally walking out of their corporate jobs and just, taking on a wayfarer's life. People are going through things, and it looks like certain things are trending. Is that part and parcel of what's going on? Is that part of helping us learn how to love, or what is all this?
Well, there's profound transformational energies that are flooding the planet right now, and they're coming from the central sun of the galaxy. And so everything is in a state of change and transformation. We're changing, we're shifting from a 3D duality separation reality to a fifth dimensional heart-based oneness reality, from a third dimensional carbon-based world to a fifth dimensional crystalline-based world, where our dense physical bodies will be transformed into light bodies, which are a lot less dense than our physical bodies are now. Yes, there are a lot of people around the world. I've read various reports about the ascension symptoms, and they have a wide range, from headaches, achy muscles, aches and pains, and in some cases they'll go to the doctor. The doctor can't find anything wrong with them. So that's part of it. I know it's kind of difficult to have an ascension symptom and know whether it's something serious or not. But in those cases, yes, it's recommended to go to the doctor and check it out.
Yes, understood. But just to speak to that, being involved in the awakened community, and really, I get a lot of my intel from Soology Studios. There's, I don't know how many, there's thousands of people there, 20 of thousands people. There's solace in seeing what other people are going through and recognizing that you're not the only one going through it. When you do go through those strange symptoms. So, do you?
Right. It's a planetary wide event. That's for sure. And then Master Kuro calls it the greatest evolutionary event in human history, an event that's, beyond our wildest dreams. And I think that's going to be a very accurate description, because, it's really a return to our Christ consciousness. Mm-hmm. There's other words for that too. Universal consciousness, love itself, the all that is. Mm-hmm. But it's a kind of consciousness that Jesus displayed 2,000 years ago when he was on the earth plane. Now, I don't think a lot of people understand what the fifth dimension would actually look like. So with your permission, I would like to read some selected passages from this book called Messages from the Hollow Earth by Diane Robbins, who channels the Ascended Master Adama.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, okay. Most of us probably don't realize that Earth might be hollow, and it might be populated by a spiritually and technologically advanced human beings who are survivors of the destruction of Lemuria and Atlantis. And that goes back at least 13,000 years or more. But according to this book, and the source, who is Adama, he's a high priest who lives in the city of Telos, located beneath Mount Shasta in Northern California. There are over 100 subterranean cities that exist below us as we speak. Mm-hmm. And their mission now is to help bring Earth and humanity to complete the ascension process. And they will emerge out of Hollow Earth at some point, and we will meet them. So Adama says that the inhabitants of Hollow Earth live in a paradise of beauty, love, peace, and harmony. They have oceans, beaches, mountains, forests, waterfalls, animals that are benevolent, like the tigers and lions, and a bright sun that's 600 miles wide. Wow. They live in a pristine environment with no pollution and no toxic GMO foods. Wow. So unconditional love and oneness with the Creator is the life they live. They're Christ consciousness, heart-centered human beings. Mm-hmm. They have an advanced computer system that's amino acid based, that serves, which is conscious and aware. It serves a vast array of functions and connects all the cities of Hollow Earth. Money is non-existent, and all the basic needs are taken care of. Luxuries are exchanged through a sophisticated barter system. Transportation is non-polluting through an electromagnetic and crystal-powered subway system that connects all the cities, and this system is capable of speeds up to 3,000 miles per hour. Wow. Entertainment, they have a theater, concerts, and a wide variety of the arts. And they also have a holodecks for all you Trekkies. You can program your favorite movie and chapter in Earth history and become part of it. Wow. And here's something that would be of great interest to the women. The childbirth is a painless 3 months. Oh, water birthing in the company of both parents is standard. So their height is generally 6.5 feet to 7.5 feet, up to 12 feet. I don't know if they play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They probably do.
Probably. So their age is unlimited. They're virtually immortal. Death by degeneration is simply not a reality. Most of them choose to look an age between 30 and 40 and stay there, while technically they could be thousands of years old. Wow. Upon completing a desired life plan experience, they can leave their body at will. They have spaceships, they use anti-gravity for propulsion, and they travel anywhere around the planet, the solar system, inside and outside the galaxy, and they're able to visit other planets and witness life there. They enjoy free energy, telepathic communication, no disease, no illness. They can walk on water, fly in the air, and ascension or expansion into the higher realms of consciousness is the ultimate goal of their existence. So this is just a small glimpse into the fifth dimensional world that exists below us. And this is our future. This is what we're looking at, to become, like them, you might say.
So is it something that we have to aspire to? Is it, do we have to become like them? Do we have to have that Christ consciousness vibration and then we can go there? Or how does that work?
Well, yes, we do. Mm-hmm. And that is the work that we need to do in this ascension process, is to raise our vibration. If there is no other message in tonight's program that listeners can go away with, it's raise your vibration. That's the message, because we have to transverse from the third dimension through the fourth dimension and into the fifth dimension. And all of that requires a rise in consciousness. So there are ways of raising your consciousness. Yeah. And I'd like to discuss that a little bit better now. I have some updates, like on the Dark Cabal takedown, and the Galactic Federation of Light, the Ascension of Mother Earth, and the individual and collective ascension of humanity. Would you like for me to go through that?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Okay. Let's start with the Dark Cabal takedown. Mm-hmm. The channel sources give different dates as to when the Dark ETs invaded Earth and our solar system, but the best estimate is somewhere between 22,000 and 350,000 years ago. There was about two major groups that were involved, the Anunnaki and the Draconian Empire, which is located on the other side of the galaxy. The goal of these two groups, as well as their Earth allies, known by various names as the Global Elite, the Illuminati, New World Order, was to mine the resources of the planet and enslave humanity for their own greedy agenda. And they almost succeeded, had it not been for the intervention of the Galactic Federation of Light. Now, in the mid-90s, the Anunnaki surrendered to the Galactic Federation of Light and gave up all their claims to Earth in what is known as the Treaty of Ankara. But the Draconian Empire and Earth's Dark Cabal did not surrender. Some of the Anunnaki departed the solar system, and some continued to work with the Galactic Federation to convince the Dark ETs and the Dark Cabal to surrender, because obviously the Dark forces are completely outnumbered and outgunned by the superior advanced technology of the Galactic Federation. Mm-hmm. About a year and a half ago, on August 31st, 2018, a major offensive was launched against the Dark Cabal and the Dark ETs by the Galactic Federation and Earth's Alliance, which is made up of various civilian forces and of different countries. Both civilian and military forces. Mm-hmm. And at that time, they neutralized all the spy and communication satellites and rendered the Dark Cabal basically blind and speechless. Now, last month on January 7th, we received a message from Myra of the Palladian High Council that said the Dark Cabal is losing power. They're being hunted down and removed. And a couple of weeks later, Commander Sharon of the Palladian Light Forces said the majority of major Cabal leaders have been neutralized, and most of their weaponry has been disarmed, including nuclear devices that have been rendered unusable. And about a month ago, we got another message from channel message from Michael Love, who channels the Palladian light forces. And he said the Galactics have launched the final phase of Operation Storm to rid the Earth of all the dark forces. About 70,000 Palladian light ships and a few billion galactic beings were involved in that mission. And the purpose of the Palladian light force is to fully liberate this planet and humanity by closing out the third-dimensional Earth matrix of oppression and slavery, eliminating the dark forces from the planet, and establishing the new fifth-dimensional consciousness of heaven and earth.
Wow.
So the dark cabal is on its way out. It's just a matter of time. 2020 looks like it might be maybe not the end of all, but we'll see some significant progress in that direction.
And we are seeing it in the news. We have 3 minutes to the break, but a lot of what looks like turmoil and drama and trauma is really what that is happening. Is that true?
Well, from my perspective, the mainstream media isn't reporting what I believe the truth is. You have to go into the alternative media. I like the channel messages because I believe the channel messages don't lie, and they give us the truth, and that's about as close to universal consciousness as you can get. So my understanding is for our latest virus, the coronavirus, it was made by the Dark Cabal, and it was released around the New Year area because there was a lot of people from both East and West, traveling through the holiday season. And however, the good news is the Palladians have already developed an antidote, and they've already deployed it.
Oh.
So, yeah. And
I love the Palladians. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying too. It's not going to be as bad as people are talking about, and I think we got about a minute left here. But I know that when we are raising our vibration, we are creating more and more of a separation between us and the people that don't want to raise. I mean, the cabal and the people that is buried deep in both in government and private industry and so on, want to hang on to the power and the money and all that. They don't want to raise their vibration. So the separation gets bigger and bigger, and that could create conflict, and we're seeing it everywhere. But we're going to win. And we got to go to break. So we'll be right back after the break with Dennis Shipman. And we're going to talk about symptoms of the raising of the vibration too.
This is the Broadcast Team Alpha Show, hosted by Nori Love and Augie Nost. The one show that takes your doubts of the unknown and spins them into reality. Share your thoughts by calling our hotline number at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230.
Call now.
Worldwide callers use Skype name KCOR Radio. More cutting-edge conversation and exploration of the quantum universe after this.
Here's what happened on the last episode of Three Guys, No Time.
Hey, this is Dave Dalton. Be sure and join Dave Garrity and I the 25th over at the Royal Resort Hotel, 99 Convention Center Drive-In. We will be at Dr. A's Magic Medicine Show. We'll let him tell you all about it.
Hi, folks. My name is Michael Aslan, and I do the Dr. A Mystical, Magical, Medicinal Elixir for Anything That Ails You Medicine Show, also known as Dr. A's Magic Medicine Show, at the Royal Resort every week, 99 Convention Center Drive. Folks, come on out and have a good time with me as I tell you all about my special elixir that's guaranteed to help you to see, get rid of your dog's fleas, take away your fat, and get rid of your rats. It is a miracle in the bottle, and that bottle is totally recyclable, making us a completely green company. So come on out Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, Royal Resort Hotel, Majestic Theater, and have a little bit of fun with me with a lot of comedy, magic, and audience participation.
Don't forget to join Three Guys No Ties at the Royal Resort Hotel, 99 Convention Center Drive, this Tuesday night, the 25th, 8 p.m. show. Mention Three Guys No Ties or the KCOR Digital Radio Network, and you get in for free.
Three Guys No Ties, Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 Pacific, on the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
Immerse yourself in an epic journey through time where ancient mysteries unfold within a story of love and betrayal, as well as a battle of good versus evil in The Emissary Book 1. The reader's favorite Gold Medal Award winner for Visionary Fiction 2019, the action and adventure of The Emissary continues in The Emerald Tablet, Book 2. The 2019's Bronze Medal Award winner, The Emissary and The Emerald Tablet by Tamara Veach and Rennie DeFazio are both available now on Amazon.com. Let your reading adventure begin.
Great.
It's great. I think it's great. I think it's
The all-new KCOR Digital Radio Network.
great.
Make a note of it.
It's great.
Looking for a radio show like no other?
We need something brand new.
Then tune into the KCOR Digital Radio Network, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and get ready for The Quantum Shift. A great shift of consciousness is sweeping across the Earth. Are you ready for the dimensional shift?
It is amazing, is it not?
The Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Hosted by Dr. Sam Muggsy and Kent Dunn. Be part of the fifth dimensional reality, where consciousness prevails and the universal law of one is the only true reality. The Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
Going live.
Come explore the quantum possibilities. This is Broadcast Team Alpha.
Broadcast Team Alpha.
To be on the show live, call 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230. Worldwide callers use Skype name KCOR Radio. Share your thoughts of the show on Twitter at KCOR Radio, #KCOR. Or join the cutting edge conversation live in our chat room at KCORradio.com. Now back to Broadcast Team Alpha with your free thinking hosts, Nori Love and Augie Nast.
Yay, and we're back. Big shout out to the chat room as always. Hi guys, it's so good to see you, and we sure do appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that's listening, and we appreciate your presence. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your donations, and you can find us in all the usual places. You can find Augie and I, Broadcast Team Alpha, here in the archives. You can find us on broadcastteamalpha.com. You can find us on YouTube, and same name, Broadcast Team Alpha, and you can see some shows that you probably don't know existed back in the day when Augie and I were just puppies. They're pretty hysterical, some of them, right, Augie? And if you hit the subscribe bell, we're trying to get a 5,000 subscribers. You can choose what kind of notifications you want, whether you want all of them or whether you want personal ones. So if a show sneaks up there, you'll be the first to know. So thanks, guys, for letting me say all that.
Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute myself.
Like, am I alone? Am I alone?
Yeah, I'm sitting there talking to myself.
We ascended.
You did. Oh, I knew I should have raised my vibration. Darn it.
I'm glad you're laughing with me.
I'm on the duplicate Earth. My God.
I'm glad you're laughing with me and not at me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a question in the chat room here, and it says from Jappy Daffy. Daffy is here, and he wants to know how was it deployed by the Pleiadians, the antidote. Do you know anything about that?
The only thing I know is I read a very short blurb. It didn't give a lot of details, but it was, I believe, deployed through the atmosphere. Somehow, some way, it was deployed through the atmosphere, and it would just be spread then through the winds. The winds would spread it out, and so we should hopefully see some kind of resolution with this.
It's
hopefully
not going
short order.
It's not going to be bad. So not in this country. What is happening in China, of course, that is more like a false flag than anything else, and it's whatever happened is happened. But it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
I agree. I don't know if your listeners are aware of the Galactic Federation of Light. I just kind of like to briefly go through that.
Yes.
Because it's a massive force that is here for our benefit. According to Sheldon Neidl's book, Your First Contact, the Galactic Federation is an association that was formed over 25 million years ago, and its membership currently consists of over 400,000 benevolent star nations here in the galaxy. That's incredible.
Oh, wow.
Their primary mission. Go ahead.
Actually, I want to make a comment on this. We know they're there because we have seen them. In fact, there are private individuals with very powerful telescope. When they point those telescopes at the moon, they can see the ships. They can see them flying over the surface, and some of them are really big, and a lot of them are much smaller. So we know they're there.
Yes, the sightings worldwide, according to the Mutual UFO Network, they're increasing quite a bit. There's many of them are seen in the United States, and it's something like anywhere from 300 to 350 sightings in the United States per month.
Yeah.
Per month. Yeah.
Wow.
So their mission is to protect the Star Nation members from attacks and invasion from the Dark ETs. Now, 25 years ago when I was working with Master Kirill, he said that the Galactics had arrived in mass at that time, and there was no more parking space for their motherships in Earth's atmosphere. And now today I understand that they cover the entire solar system.
Wow.
If you're talking about 70,000 Pleiadian light ships involved in Operation Storm, we've got to put them somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a visual that is in my head. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So some of the species that are with the Galactic Federation are the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, and the Sirians. And I understand that they have similar physical appearances as our human species. Mm-hmm. Now, Jared Rand, who conducts a daily global meditation and has been involved in the planetary transition for the last 40 years, he has stated that there are over 100 galactic species that exist on Earth today. I had no idea it might have been that huge of a number.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, the big news about the Galactic Federation of Light, aside from taking down the dark ball, is that they are planning a mass landing on the surface of Earth.
Yay.
About 2 years ago, we received a message from Master Jesus saying that the first wave of landings will be led by the Pleiadians. And this mass landing will absolutely transform the planet. But the consciousness of the planet has to be ready for something like this, right? Because it would just be an overwhelming kind of event if it wasn't. It would cause fear and panic and pandemonium. Yeah. And so that's one big reason why we're being asked to raise our consciousness in this ascension process. Now,
so are the people going to be moved to duplicate Earth before that happens? Because what about the people that don't know? What about the people that do think that we're crazy? That are
That's a very good question. It just might happen. I absolutely don't have an answer for that. When I was working with Master Creel, he said there was 3 ways to make the shift, and that was to ascend with Mother Earth into the 5th dimension, to die. The second one was to die and to go back to spirit. And the third was to be transferred to the duplicate Earth. And he said if you woke up and you saw 2 suns in the duplicate Earth, then you would know you're there in the duplicate Earth. But just when they will be transferred, I have no idea. I think I thought
I saw some conversations that some people had been transferred. I don't know. I know there's a lot of conversations.
Yeah, I've read that too. And some people may have been removed. There's a lot of people disappearing around the Earth too.
I agree with you. I'm laughing with you, not at you.
Yeah.
I have read some other things from some of the other alternative websites saying that some of the dark cabal have been removed. They have been taken to other 3rd dimensional planets already. And some of those who completely refuse to turn towards the light have been taken to the central sun and recycled is the way that
recycled.
Divine Mother Earth, the Divine Mother God put it. They've been recycled back into universal consciousness, and they are no more.
Yeah, recycling is a good thing.
Yeah, I guess, well.
Transmuted.
I guess it all depends on your perception.
That's right. It depends on who you are.
So let's talk about the ascension of Mother Earth for a little bit. Back in October of 2018, we received a message from Divine Mother God saying that Mother Earth has fully ascended into the 5th dimension of consciousness, which means she's become a sacred planet once again. Now, she was a sacred planet before she agreed to become the schoolhouse for humanity's 3rd dimensional learning lessons. So what does this mean for you and me? Well, we have a lot of help coming from our benevolent brothers and sisters of the Galactic Federation of Light. We have the powerful transformational energies that are now and will continue to flood the planet, and they're getting more intense all the time. And with all the assistance we're getting from the guidance realm and the angelic realm, as well as the billions of light beings in the galaxy that are helping us through this shift, it means the doors to the 5th dimension have been thrown wide open, and it's never been easier to ascend into the 5th dimension and consciously regain our Christ consciousness and merge with universal consciousness, which is already within us, and I think more and more people are beginning to realize this. So a nice sidebar on all this is back in November of 2018, we received a message from Master Jesus saying that the 10,000-year cycle of peace has arrived. And he meant that the energetic infrastructure of peace has been installed, and because of all the cleansing and purification that Mother Earth and humanity have been going through and are still doing today, we will begin to transform the planet into a state of peace and equilibrium. So, as you well know, the whole goal is to become consciously love incarnate in human form, which is another way of saying returning to Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
Now,
this is what we have been waiting for. And most of us that is listening to radio shows like this, reading books like we do, and watching videos like we do, there is nothing can stop us from making this transition, because it's imposing itself on our consciousness and raising us by just the assimilation of other people's experiences. We don't even have to have our own experience, but just listening to others help raise our vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think when we listen to other people's experiences, it inspires us, and just that inspiration itself will raise our consciousness.
Yeah.
This whole thing is so awesome. It's really, it blows my mind when I really kind of sit down and really think about it. You know, it's like a dream come true.
It is. Do you think we who are all here, we agreed to be here now, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Do you think that we who are all here now, we are here because we agreed to be here specifically for now?
Yes. Yes, I believe we agreed to be here. Yes, absolutely. I don't think we would be going through this if we didn't agree to be here.
Yeah, I think we have a mission. We have a purpose in doing what we do, and I know, at least for me, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do right now, and I think that was very strongly. I think so. It was predetermined or pre-agreed to for my part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your kinds of programs are helping people awaken to this information and to the reality that they are love itself in human form.
Yeah.
And that's one of the greatest things that can happen in this awakening process, you know. So all the channel messages that I'm aware of are saying that the infrastructure of the third dimension has been withdrawn, and we have entered the fourth dimension of consciousness. In fact, it was around New Year's of 2019, about a year ago, that humanity's collective consciousness was raised sufficiently for us to enter the fourth dimension. And that fourth dimension is the dimension of mind. Where all the powers of the mind will become fully realized. For example, you'll be able to levitate, and you'll have mental telepathy, and the psychic powers of clairvoyance and clairaudience and the other psychic powers will come into prominence. And as you probably know, mental telepathy is communication by thoughts. You don't use words, you use thoughts. Now, many of us use this on a daily basis. Actually, it's a natural ability we all have, even though we don't call it mental telepathy. But I'm sure you've heard someone say, and maybe you've even heard yourself say it, I just knew what he or she was going to say. You know, that's you've just witnessed an example of mental telepathy at work.
Yeah.
So the site.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then the phone ring, and you suddenly somebody's name pop into your head, and that's the guy on the phone. It happens all the time.
Well, I've noticed it more with wildlife. I've always had a connection with wildlife, but my communication with wildlife now is, when it started happening consistently, and I was having these encounters, with birds and, wild cats and Canadian geese and mourning doves. I was like, is this really happening? It kind of felt like a dream to be in their presence for so long, or to make long, deep, sustained eye contact with them, and not have them, put their bill in your head. I started noticing that as a trend, and I was like, wait a minute, this is different. But it's happening, and I even notice it with my own animals. The telepathy between us is so acute.
That's a beautiful experience. It really is, because well, everything has consciousness, but the animals, if you can get a connection with the animals, it's so special. It's like you can, you talk about the dog being man's best friend. Yeah. You can really get into their psychology, and it's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight and a beautiful experience to have.
It's a little bit of heaven on earth here for us, but true, because I find myself saying to people, what are you, psychic? Because they're asking me questions of something that they really couldn't know because I just did something, and they're asking me the exact thing that they shouldn't know, but they know, and it's happening more and more frequently. I mean, of course, it's with people that I'm pretty close with, but
yeah.
Well, that's true. Yes, it will happen more and more frequent as we raise our consciousness. That's those psychic powers are going to open up. And someday we'll have conversations with the trees and with the bushes and the ocean and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what about, though, the dark side regarding this telepathy thing? So, I mean, can they even more so tap in now to us, for information or to communicate with us when we might not necessarily want to communicate with them?
Well, that's a very good question. I haven't really studied that very much. Because I've kind of kept it into more of what we can do to raise our vibration and to ascend. The dark forces, my understanding is the dark forces can only do so much because their vibration is so low, because they have so much fear and desire to lord over others, that they can only do so much in psyching us out. I understand they have technology that can like remote viewing and other things like that. But and one of the benefits of raising our consciousness is that as we go deeper and deeper and deeper into the love reservoir that lives within us, it strengthens us and it protects us. And we don't have to worry about those kinds of dark forces invading us. So that's a very important benefit of raising one's consciousness.
That's right. Because if we raise our vibration, they're not going to be able to abide in that vibration.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's one of the symptoms that we are going to see more and more, and we already have, and that is that people are more intuitive. You could be hearing people talking in your head, and you wonder, who said that? And there's somebody that you ended up by either accident or by deliberate intention being on the same frequency of their transmitted message or thought. And you're picking up these things. And then telekinesis is another thing that's becoming more and more prevalent. And there's evidence of that too. And gosh, Nora, you got one laying right on your kitchen counter. You bent some spoons and they're just rolled up in a ball there. So people are doing this.
I did do that. Yeah.
Well, you're right. Manifestation in the fourth dimension is going to become faster because the energy of the fourth dimension is much more energetic than the dense energy of the third dimension. So the quality of our thoughts become of paramount importance. Just because the manifestation is going to happen at a faster rate. Now, we're talking about both positive and negative thoughts that will manifest faster because the energy is neutral, and it's really all up to ourselves to manage our thoughts for our highest and best outcome. So, this kind of goes back to the law of attraction.
Exactly.
And yeah. I hope
one of the side benefits of raising your vibration while we're in these bodies is that you feel better, right? You feel better, and everything that you attract to you is of a higher vibration, so that feels better. And it's so interesting. We have 4 minutes till the close of the show. That you gave me a different perspective, Dennis, because you said that the dark side, the dark cabal, they're scared. I never associated that word with them. I love that. I thought that they were, aggressive and malevolent and, not scared. And that, I don't know, that sort of dilutes them. I love that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I see we got 3 minutes to the show here. So please, Dennis, tell us where people can connect with you, your email and your books, and where they can find you.
Well, my website address is blissfulvisions.com, and my email address is on my About page. The email address is email@blissfulvisions.com. And so I know we've just scratched the surface of this is a vast subject, and there's much more information on my website. I invite your listeners to come to the website and spend days there, because you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know where I'll be after the show. I'll be there.
Pardon me?
I'll be at your website after the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you so much for inviting me on the show and allowing me to express my opinions and present this information to you. And I hope that please send me a link if you post this somewhere.
We sure will. And one last thing I want to leave the listeners with you, and I'm going to ask you, Dennis, if you can speak to the whole world right now and the world would listen, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to meditate, because that is one of the great tools of self-discovery, as well as raising your vibration. If you ever want to, ascension is all about choosing the high vibrations and establishing yourself in the high vibrations. And
Yes.
if you, that's one of the best ways to establish a high vibration, is to do meditation, or to that's my personal preference. Reading a spiritual book or doing yoga is good too. But I think meditation, merging with the universal consciousness, is where it's at.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Good night.
Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless all your listeners.
Oh, God bless you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Broadcast Team Alpha.
Broadcast Team Alpha.
Hosted by Nori Love and Augie Nost. Every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. The balance of power is shifting to a new paradigm. Will you be ready? For more information on Broadcast Team Alpha, as well as the hosts Nori Love and Augie Nost, please visit their website at broadcastteamalpha.com. Until next week, remember to keep those minds open while always exploring the endless quantum possibilities.
Broadcast Team Alpha. Over and out.
This is KCOR Las Vegas, home of the Digital Radio Network, broadcasting from a shack just south of Area 51.
Wait, that doesn't exist.
This is